Hi and welcome back to my channel, and this week we have part 3 of Busters MOT Saga. I was quite surprised because it's 17 degrees C. It's September, so technically it's the end of the summer. So Buster has a friend and he's left his calling card. So now let's get back to part 3 of the saga of the MOT. So I have BMW seats. They're out of a cabriolet. They went through the MOT with these seats in it, and I put mine in for a pre-MOT, and it failed because of the seatbelt actually comes out of the back of the seats, which normally it's on the pillar. You need a M12 bolt. So I drilled a hole in the floor, put the M12 bolts through with washers and this brown bracket that you see, and then I bought some steel, cut it up, drilled some holes in it. This is 3mm steel, by the way, and here you see me fitting it. Another brown bracket, which is about 2.5mm thick, and I screw the other bolt through, and then I'll put a washer on it, nylon nut, and that will be complete. This is just a test fit. So this is the original fitment. That's an M8 bolt. I've drilled this one out, and that's going to be an M12 bolt that goes through there. This is all the wiring that's underneath, what I was saying about before, and this was a little relays and a little thing that I've chopped up. I've relocated a couple of them to move them away, and these were being used on the left hand side, so I just cut that away. Bits of uni-strut, welded them together, placed them on top of the steel. You can see an M12 nut through the uni-strut there, so that's all bolted up with M12. And here we get original fitment, 8mm nut bolt, should I say. There is the nut of the 12mm, and then another one of the 8mm. So that was the front brackets. The rear brackets, I put 2 on there, and obviously the 3mm steel is longer because floor tends to slope downwards. So the seat base is taller at the back than it is at the front. This is the passenger side seat before I put the uni-strut on. As you can see, this is the front bracket going all the way down. It's much easier to film, much easier to see because there's hardly any wiring here. And plus also I found a much better way of doing it. See the 3mm steel on the top, and I bolted on the left hand side the 8mm, on the right hand side is the 12mm. This is the back, and as you can see I use stud bar. Much easier to do, much easier. Just nut and bolted it all the way through. This is the original Mercedes strengthening part of from the seat base from the underneath. Here you can see my M12 bolts and also 2 M8 bolts with nuts on and small washers. The camper van builder had to put in a passenger side seat because it didn't come with one. He managed to get hold of a driver's side seat base, which he then had to bolt in, and these were the bolts that he used. It wasn't up to the task. Should have had more strengthening behind it on the underneath. He used the cabriolet seats, which then he should have used M12 bolts, and he didn't, and it passed the MOT. How? Just like all the other bits in the MOT, how did they pass? And here we have the M12 underneath the bus with the strengthening plates, 1 at the front, 2 at the back, and also for the passenger side seat where you got 1 at the front and 2 at the back again. So this is it all finished with the seats actually in place with the runners. It's all electric. The M12 bolts, the heads only just clear the actual runners themselves. I've had to make sure, the heads of the bolts are in line with the runners so they actually manage to run over them. This is the finished article. I've put some protective strip, that's the black stuff on it. I've still got to paint them because it's got a little bit of surface rust on them, but yeah, very pleased. Passed the MOT, no problem at all. The great news about all of this is the camper van is fully legal, fully safe. It's not going to run anybody over. It's not going to be involved in an accident because it can't stop. Plus, also, if it was involved in an accident, the seats are actually going to remain in the floor, which is really, really good news. I've got a camper van that I really, really enjoy going out with, and it'd be great if you can join our journey. Kelly and I would just like to say thank you to our Queen and rest in peace. Thanks for watching my channel. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It's completely free.